So this is how this day is gonna go. Awesome. Guess I'm taking the Jeep to work. Well, it's Sunday morning and it's pretty out. About 65 degrees, sun shining, grass is growing, cows are happy. It's a beautiful morning. We're gonna run chores quick, check houses, feed the bulls quick, try to get to church on time. Try not to do a whole lot on Sundays. Just a day to reflect and be thankful and go to church and see our friends and spend time with people who believe in the same things that we believe in. So take a couple minutes on Sundays and just sit and be thankful.
Kind of just speed walking this morning. These houses hadn't been too bad, so 1 and 2 I'll probably go through pretty quick. House 3 and 4 I'll take a little extra time just because they've been sick, and we've had a few more birds coming out of those. A little noisy in here this morning too. Feed lines didn't run empty. The bins didn't get switched yesterday, so they were run empty. They still got some feed in the pans, so they didn't go hungry overnight, so that's good. But these birds look really good. Wish all 4 houses looked as good as this house. Ain't no runts, no bad legs hardly. They healthy. There's a couple roosters in here that shouldn't be in here, but that's all right. That'll help our weight average a little bit. We're gonna cruise right along. Hi, Mama Bird. How's your eggs? Are they gonna hatch yet? See how far along we are. Okay, still there. Check those out. Pretty cool. So, I'm not sure how much longer. It could be any day now. Just gonna tap bins real quick. Make sure that everybody's gonna have feed through the day. Houses were pretty good. 3 and 4 still got some challenges, but I think we finally rounded the bend. So not too bad. Hour and 20 minutes to walk everything. I'm gonna go bury these birds, feed bulls, and I'm gonna go to church. All right, well, a little different video today. Well, this afternoon. Did chores this morning. We went to church. It's Father's Day. I didn't even know it was Father's Day until I got to church and realized it was. But anyways, we were going to work on some stuff at the house. And Dory's like, "You really want to do that for Father's Day?" And I was like, "No, not really." So decided we were going to come to Twin Creeks and do some deer stand stuff. So we're going to hang a stand. We're going to put out some scrape ropes. More details on that in the video. And put some cameras up, fill the feeder, and just spend an afternoon on our favorite place. No squirrel. That's good. How many times have been squirrel in there? 3?
Probably.
Squirrel.
1, 2 tree.
Couple 2 tree. So we're filling this feeder up for the deer. Probably more than likely just feeding the raccoons. But I'm cheap, so I buy. Well, when we don't have grain, when we don't have corn in the bins, I buy whole corn. And I mix it with 13% commodity feed that we buy in bulk for the cows. So I do a
pellets in and then a little more corn. That way it blends. So they're getting protein. They're getting protein from the pellets. And then the corn kind of acts as an attractant. Because corn doesn't give them really any nutritional value. It only gives them, I think it's like 6 or 7% crude protein in corn. So we do a little bit of whole corn, we do some cracked corn. I put cheap bird seed in it. I think the bird seed probably brings the raccoons more than anything else though. The doves like it. Time for some new buckets. We put a salt block out. Usually one of those lasts one lasts usually a year, a salt block here. And then I pour cattle mineral on top of it. And I pour fly control mineral on top of it. Because ruminant animals, just like a cow, so if it helps cows with face flies, it should help the deer. But there's none of it laying here, so they must have eaten it all. It means I need to get another bag to put out. And I thought about it. You could go buy the Purina stuff, like the Rackmaster or whatever that stuff's called, and it ends up being cheaper. It ends up being way cheaper to just mix your own. Granted, that stuff's 20% protein, but I mean, it's really not going to make that big of a difference. Well, figure since we're out and it's hot, and you know we only put up deer stands when it's really hot and the mosquitoes are bad. Figure we're going to hang a stand in a tree over here, but I'm trying something new this year. So my best friend Tommy, who lives in Pennsylvania, he has a company that he started last year. It's called Scrape Rope Co. He makes these prepackaged mock scrape kits, so it's pretty cool. Got a little attachment point right here. Looks like a twist wire, so you can put it in your tree and twist it so that it holds it. Then he's got really nice ferruled ends there, heat shrunk with a nice tassel end. It comes in a vacuum sealed bag. Also comes with a pair of disposable gloves, so you put those on to keep your scent off of it. But he does a process where he uses an all natural fiber rope. He runs it through an ozonics machine, and this thing doesn't smell like any chemicals or oils or anything like that. So he's got those for sale. He's doing some stuff with a local taxidermy guy, processor, I think. I can't remember the whole details, but he's doing something where they're doing some preloaded dirt to make your scrape starters with. So he's going to have those coming out. I'm hoping I'm going to get some of that from him later this summer and do some testing for him. But we're going to hang this. So we're going to make a little mock scrape with the string trimmer. I've always used Black Widow stuff, so we'll put some of the scrape maker in the bottom. We'll pee in it a couple times, and then we'll put some branch butter on the rope itself. So we'll see how it's going to work. But we're going to make us a dirt spot. We'll make us a dirt spot right here, and then we're going to hang that from that little limb right there. There's a trail, a pretty hot trail that goes right along here. We'll have the stand there. Probably put a camera right over there too, and see what kind of reactions we can get to it. So check him out in the description of this video. Check him out. He's doing a lot of stuff with Instagram, Facebook, things like that. He's got guys that he sent some to, I think, Jared Mills. Spook Span is using his stuff. He's got 3 or 4 other pretty big name guys that are using this product. He's really hustling and trying to make a go at doing this. So please do support my friend. There's his logo is actually on my hat. I'm wearing his hat today. So Scrape Rope Co. right there. So check him out. So invest in one of these. This is about the only thing it's good for. Trimming out around stands and stuff like that. If you got a small yard, this thing works great. But if you're doing anything like what we do, it don't work real good. But it is awesome for doing this kind of stuff. Usually have a stick or something with me that I use, but just take the pocket knife and open up this dirt a little bit. So all you gotta do is get it started, and the deer they'll have it wallered out. It'll be this size. There's usually always a natural scrape right here. Starting usually about August. So we're just going to try to speed it along this year. Normally I wouldn't use gloves, but I'm going to demonstrate the whole kit. As long as I can get them on there. Shout out Tommy for using the extra large gloves. Alright, so put that open. Yeah, doesn't smell like anything, just you can smell maybe a little bit of that rubber end on it, but as far as like a chemical rope smell, really none. So pretty generous length. I think hanging height's kind of based on your preference. I don't know, I think a deer likes something kind of like right at face level, so for a deer I'm going to imagine they're about chest height for me, so I'm going to have to pull this down a little bit. We'll see. We'll hang it. Nice thing is it's got that reusable twist on there, so it's not like a zip tie that you got to cut. You can just kind of twist it, put it on there. Yeah, that's not going to work. Oh, it's a broken limb. No wonder. Pretty much sums up my day. Well, shoot, that's not going to work there now.
It'll probably pull it down because it's so heavy.
Yeah, probably.
Once you get a hold of it.
Yeah, if I can get a hold of it.
Don't try this at home.
What's that? Don't try this at home. Find the limb that's not dead. That's a little high. That's not going to work. Well, shoot. So much for that idea. Alright, so got it tied onto this tree branch and yanked on it, make sure it wasn't going to come off. So, I mean, I think that'll work. It's about chest height, roughly. I figure a deer is going to reach up and maybe try to grab it and pull it down. So, we got our dirt started. Figure if they see the scrape and they see that, then they'll stand directly in the scrape too. So, we'll try it. This is the next. wasn't exactly my ideal location for this. I wanted it more centrally located over the top of the scrape, but we're gonna make it do. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pour that whole thing of scrape maker in there. Pour that whole thing in there, and then this branch butter, just squeeze a generous helping on the end of the rope right here. Biggest thing is just have enough scent on there to get them curious and get it started. If they can't smell that, they are nose blind. So, yeah. All right. So there's that. We'll pee in it a couple times. We'll do that off camera though. Okay, we're gonna take these sticks down. I left these here last year, which reminds me, we gotta go to the other side of the creek and get them other sticks down that I forgot that I even had over there. So we gotta go do that too. This spot right here, I had all intentions of killing this 9-pointer that I had been getting pictures of, and I had a herd of, I don't know, 9 or 10 does come right in behind me right here, and I ended up shooting one about right in this area right here, about that way, about 33 yards I think it was I ranged her at, and I made a horrible shot. I hit her way back. I don't know what I did. I don't know if I blacked out or if I just punched the trigger or what I did, but I hit her way back in the leg and guts, and she bled. I mean, she bled bad. I ended up tracking that deer like, I think it ended up being like 1.5 miles. I tracked that deer, and she was out. I literally could have walked 100 yards that way, and she was in the cutover over there, but I made a huge loop all the way around. Well, needless to say, I would find a little drop of blood, and I'd go, okay, here she is. I'm on the right track. Well, then I jumped her. I jumped her at one point way over here, and then she ran back to the cutover over here, and had no blood. I just, if I was a deer, which way would I walk? And I walked, and then I was like, oh, there she is. She was like standing like 15 yards from me. I put another arrow in her and killed her. Probably one of the funnest hunts I've ever had. Not the most ethical shot, but it was fun. The second shot was perfect. Double lunged her. She ran about 20 yards and died. Okay, so we're gonna hang this stand in this tree. Kind of picked this stand based off of hunting in here a couple times and kind of seeing how deer flow. So right up above us here, there's the food plot area that we plant every year. And last year it was really successful. This year it should be even better, but there's like a hill right there. And the idea is hunt this in the mornings. The thermals come down in the morning this way. So it pulls all your scent into this creek right here. And then once the sun gets up about 8 o'clock, the sun's about right here, it pulls all your thermals up and away out into the cutover. Now, I know there's deer that bed down in there, but that's where they're going when they come from this direction. Now, evenings, probably won't be able to hunt this spot in the evenings just because of the thermals pulling that way and them coming out of the cutover in the evenings to come feed. You won't be able to hunt this spot. But for mornings, this is a killer spot. And then there's bucks that cross. There's a point that kind of, I'll drop a little screenshot of the property, just this little corner. But they kind of come from across this way. There's a creek way over there, and they kind of funnel up through this point, and then they cross right in here like anywhere in this section right here. So I'm gonna hang this stand. I use the River's Edge quick sticks or grizzly sticks. I can't remember what they call them, but they come in a 4-pack, and these things are great. They really bite on the tree. They got a nice wide tread. They got a good non-slip coating on them, and then I throw a simple cableator usually on my bottom step just to give me that extra little boost getting up. And then I bought this stand last year, and I never even used it. Still got the tags on it, but this is an XOP. They're made in China, but it's a really nice stand. So I'm excited to try this one and see how comfortable it is. So this is one of those spots I want to be really comfortable, because I'll probably end up sitting this spot right here, sitting from daylight until probably, I don't know, 10, 11 o'clock. Maybe catch that late morning movement. But I'm gonna get climbing and setting. First climb of the summer is always fun. Like by the end of the season, I'm like dialed in. I don't have to even think about doing this. I just go. Now I feel like I'm all mess. Stuff everywhere. Stuff in the wrong pockets. No dexterity. That's why I start early, because I know I'm going to struggle. It takes me a little while. Like if I was doing this the day before season, I'd be dying. Plus it's good for you to get out in the sun, hot, and sweat a little bit. Get all the impurities out. Hi. I finally got that raise I was asking for. This is Father's Day. I figured we'd throw in a little dad joke. Anyways.
Apologize in advance for any shaking. The mosquitoes are
And then
ravenous.
this is going to be great too. Rifle season. You can see that whole, almost all the way to the end of the road down there. The leaves will come off. You'll be able to sit here. You'll be able to see you'll be able to see the food plot. You'll be able to see any of the cover. You'll be able to see all the way to the end of the road. Pretty nice. Now, what I'm doing now, I don't advise. I'm going to run my line ones as a tether. Single point myself so I can at least sit in it. At least I'm somewhat connected. I usually have my tether strap with me. Left it at the house. Oh yeah, that's going to be nice. Just got to make a couple quick little adjustments. Put the bottom strap on. This is ready to roll. Right there. Right where you're standing. That's where he's going to get it. Right there. Never even know it happened. Yeah, this thing bites pretty good. I think that's gonna be super. It's hidden pretty good right now where the leaves are on. So it'll be good until about October-ish. Middle October for the bow. I'll be able to hunt rifle out of that pretty easy too. So, number 1 done for the year. Only 7 more to do.
Now you're showing off.